What's up, YouTubers? Today we're going to take a look at the ZT0456. But Mitch, we can't buy this now. Yeah, you can't buy it on the new market. It has been discontinued. I think it was 2019, might have been 2018, but there's a huge secondary market for collectible sort of knives, and this is definitely one of those collector types. I definitely want to thank Sawtooth Dave for letting me take a look at this knife. This is his YouTube channel, Sawtooth Dave, and then at Sawtooth Dave on Instagram. Great graphics, huh? Super want to thank him for that, though. This is a knife that I've been wanting to hold, and I almost pulled the trigger on it in 2019. They were obviously very plentiful, and I was like, nah, I won't get that. Wish I had now, probably, but I'm just really glad that I had a chance to try this knife out. So once again, thanks to him. This is a Dmitry Sinkovich design, who also did the 0450 or 450, which is a much smaller knife. You can kind of see some of those similar curvy lines that you go there. This one, the 0456 tends to be a little bit more mechanical and less kind of curvy, but it still has the curvy lines. It just has kind of some mechanical not squared off edges, but certainly, like I said, much, not rounded, I guess. Probably the best way to put it. This knife weighs a chunk. It is a 6.2 ounce knife, has a 3.25 inch blade, and on the secondary market, I've seen them on eBay sell recently for in between $260 and $300. The initial price, I think, of them was $240, and then by the time they went discontinued, it was about $260. So they're holding value. If you got one, good for you. The blade steel on this one is the CTS 204P. The later models, however, were the 20CV steel, so really fine steel. I can definitely tell you the heat treat was fantastic. The original knife came with blue accents, specifically the back spacer here, and the pocket clip, and the pivot here. Those have been de-anodized by Dave, and actually, I think he did an absolutely beautiful job. And when I look at this one, and I've gone back and looked at some of the reviews of, the original model, I absolutely love this monochromatic one. So that, for me, was kind of a cool thing. In terms of some, kind of comparison knives of, what might be an alternative, I think the Hinder-designed 0456 tie is kind of a natural. It's just a little bit longer blade. It's lighter weight. It's 5.4 ounces versus the 6.2 here. They both have that nice snappy sound. In fact, let me go ahead and do both of those. So let me first do the 0562 tie. Do that twice. And then next, let me go ahead and do that was the 0562. Did I say 0456? 0562. And here's the 0456. So it has just a little bit deeper sounding, but again, that beautiful snappy. Just absolutely love it. Also, the McNeese Performance Machine Mac 2 was a knife that I think, thinking about little tanks in hand, they're very capable, kind of thicker blade stock, but good enough cutters. That's definitely one of those options out there. That, these do come and go, and they're not sold out. Of course, the 0562 ties are available everywhere. But a knife that I really think, and unfortunately it's discontinued as well, the Hinder MP1 is really the knife in my collection that I found a major kinship to. They're both kind of sheep's foot. This is a true sheep's foot, and this one with its mechanical sheep's foot blade, the 0456, definitely was there. It's a flipper. However, I will say that this one is on Teflon washers. It does have the thumb studs as well for deployment, but full tie construction, definitely similar beefiness in the hand. That might be an option, if you're out there looking on the secondary market. This one you'd have to get on the secondary market too, and these are actually going for the original sell price, which is $600 as well. So the Mac 2, this one I think you can get for those. This one's a $497 though, and of course the 0562 tie I think is now going for $300 or $320 maybe. Prices are always going up, so this is really just kind of some options if you're looking for little tanks in hand. Let's jump into some pros of this knife. This is definitely hand filling contouring action. It has beautiful milling on it, on the outside. And the design of it, you can kind of see with those little facets, forms a great contour. In the hand, it is so comfortable. Absolutely love it. I already talked about the sound and the action. As far as the flipper goes, this has my favorite features. I can push and it sounds fantastic and deploys perfectly, and I can light switch on the top side there. So as a flipper goes, it doesn't get much better. Really, it doesn't get much better than this one. And then lastly, I'll say that the heat treat was absolutely fantastic. It took a fair bit of time to do some sharpening. Dave did ask if I could sharpen it, and absolutely. It took a fair bit of time, but the thing cuts just marvelously now. Not a great slicer. Let's jump into some of those cons. Not a great slicer, very thick blade stock. I think it's like 0.16. And I tested it out on a few things. Again, this wasn't a knife, being kind of a collectible one. I was going to really beat a whole lot on, but it cuts well. It doesn't slice super well, being that thicker blade what it is. It's heavy, heavy, heavy. 6.2 ounces for a 3.25 inch blade, so it carries pretty heavy in the pocket. Not my favorite as a carry. Definitely, just if I'm going to have that big weight, I'd rather have it almost distributed in a longer knife overall than this kind of short one. And then the last thing is probably the worst part about this knife is it is discontinued. Hopefully, with any luck, maybe there'll be a sprint run, or who knows, it will be brought back and resurrected if enough people complain and moan out there. But yeah, this is one that shouldn't have been discontinued. It's a great design, super comfortable, great sound, all the snappy action of a ZT. So why discontinue? I don't know. I really don't. Maybe the cost, maybe they didn't make enough profit on it. It's a pretty big slab of titanium, not milled out. I don't know. But the answer to the question is, should I buy this on the secondary market? If you love hand-filling designs that, are heavier knives, super strong, and I mean just rock solid, this knife, I didn't show it, even still after all these years, perfectly centered. And I know Dave uses this knife. So yeah, if you like those beefy knives, absolutely, you're going to love this and probably want to seek it out in the secondary market. Hope you did enjoy this. If you did, like and subscribe, and have a great day. Take care now.